Hello, this is Jeff Nager with HMCRacing.com vidcast, and we're speaking with Jason Ratliff. He's the wrench for Johnny Lewis, number 21, at the Team KTM HMC Transporter. Jason, at the promoter practice on Friday, it looks like you guys were having some challenges with brakes. Looks like 2 or 3 of the bikes were replaced. What was going on there?
We run a full float rotor and caliper, and they've got somewhat of like a supercross whoop section in this track. And what we think was happening was that as that rotor and caliper would move back and forth, it would compress the pistons in the caliper, which then meant the rider would have to give the lever a couple of good pulls to get those brake pads back in contact with the rotor.
So does that mean that you changed to a solid rotor, or that means that you put the new stuff on and you're going to alert the riders on how to prepare for the whoops?
What we did on Kurt's bike was we changed the spacing, the amount of spacing that the rotor can float on its carrier on that one, and we did put a different caliper on that bike, new brake pads. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm confident that solved the problem.
So on brake pads, are they all the same, or is there different consistencies on the brake pads themselves?
Brake pads come in different compounds. You can softer, harder, similar to tires. This one's specially formulated for mud, one specially formulated for rain, and they wear differently. If you ran a rain pad in the dry, it would go away within a few laps. Again, more choices to make.
Now, obviously these guys are hard on the brakes. How often do you have to replace brakes on a motorcycle?
For our applications, the front brake pads are usually a weekend. Most likely through every race weekend we'll put a set of pads on the front. The rears will go longer because there's not as much duty on them.
And replacing the rotors, does that happen once a season on average, or does that happen more often?
Rotors, we'll watch the thickness of the rotor. We'll maintain that throughout the year. Unless a rotor is warped, they typically don't get changed throughout the race year. They wear pretty well.
Now, I understand that Johnny Lewis has got basically a stock bike that he's running in the 250cc class. What have you had to do to get that race ready?
The suspension was set up because it was his personal motocross bike. The suspension was set up and tuned for the demands of SuperMoto. We put a bigger front brake rotor, caliper, and master cylinder on because SuperMoto requires more braking power than motocross. Besides that, we put a set of Alpina tubeless wheels on, the wider wheels for the SuperMoto tires. And that's really been it. That's a stock engine.
Now, do you expect that he'll be able to run with the Yamahas and the Hondas with a stock engine configuration?
Watching in practice yesterday on the banking here at Nashville, which the bikes carry a lot of speed, we were actually watching John Pohl make up the gap on some of these factory bikes, and we're all very pleased with that.
So ready to race means ready to race?
That's right, box stock, ready to go.
Well, Jason, good luck both on the Unlimited and in the 250 Lights class. Look forward to seeing you on the box.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I appreciate it.